talk about INDO, Indonesia Energy Corporation Limited. Lots of interesting things to say about this stock. First of all, I want to say that I don't think this is entirely a pump and dump. I think this stock started to rise when their last SEC filing was released, and it was on December 23rd. So, I mean, there is a bit of a catalyst. Another thing is like the float was really low, 1.41 million. And then another thing is this could be considered kind of a sympathy play because recently low float stocks have been like going crazy, like especially ACY and RHE a few days ago went crazy, like 1000% return, like insane. So yeah, so what happened here was first of all, it was starting to move up since December 23rd, and I'll show you my Crossel toolbox, the background color. It gives you a clear idea of when it started to go up. You can see that it like really, it literally, oh wait, I don't want to look at RSI. Let me turn that off. Okay, so see how you can see that the spikes are coming in. See it goes from red to, it goes from fuchsia to red, and then the green starts to come in, and then it starts to come in on full throttle over here. So like if you had looked at this from a longer term perspective, like you can clearly see I'm looking at it from well, I think I've just I've increased the number of days we're looking at, but it's still a 1 minute chart. But if I looked at it from like let's say 1 month, you could see that it starts to go green over here. Okay, so there's some arrows over here. I'm going to explain what they are soon. So now I'm going to tell you how I think you should have handled the trading for the rise. So number one was maybe this wouldn't show up on your radar, but one thing I could take note of is the fact that so if you end up using my indicator, cool. If you don't, no problem. Most people obviously don't, but at this point, because I just started offering it. So my super trend says that it went from green to red. So when it goes from green to red, there is a chance that the trend could change. So as of this point, December 29th, this thing was in an uptrend. The stock was in an uptrend. So if I go and look, you can see it goes from green, it starts to, starts to be volatile, and then it switches into an uptrend, and then it just keeps going up in general. So any time over here was a good time to buy. I'm going to show you the simplest signals first because people seem to like simple signals. Why not? I totally understand that. This would have been one of the best ways to handle this stock. So let's see it. I can't see it unless I do that. Well, the default setting is for it to show it, but I've been playing with it, so you didn't see that. Okay, so it says to buy here. There's one buy signal here at, I don't know what it was, $4? Yeah, it was $4, for $4.50. And then it says to sell once it reaches $12.74. Okay. Afterwards, it says to buy at, I mean, it depends on where you're buying, but it says to buy over here at 10 points. I'm not going to talk about afterwards because this slow signal really works well in a strong uptrend. It doesn't really work well when there's a lot of volatility. You can see here, like these trades are not the best trades. They're not horrible. They're break-even trades, but I mean, they're break-even trades or small loss. You know, like that's like, I don't know, that's slippage. And like, yeah, this is an awesome trade too. From here, 643 to 781. That's an awesome trade. And then the rest is kind of like fluff. So this is like my simple mode, and it works really well for stocks with clear uptrend or downtrend. You can see that it avoids like a lot of loss as well. I like it. I like this simple mode. It's useful. It captures some really big moves and it avoids like some really crappy ass moves. Okay, but now I want to go to like, I would say like more serious mode, and that's like high sensitivity mode. And I can even set it to take profit. And I would think, well, no, I'm just going to show you the highly sensitive mode. So it says to buy over here at 449. it says to sell over here at 1068. It says to buy over here at 11, and then it says to sell over here at 14. And like, had I got these trades in, that's like, you don't have to trade again for like a week or a month or whatever. As long as you put like a lot of money in there, like, you're good. If a stock starts jumping up like this, and another really key thing as to whether you want to jump in a stock like this is ask yourself, did it fall underneath EMA 10 or EMA 5? If it's just bouncing on EMA 5 and doesn't fall under EMA 10, then go ahead and jump in. Like, it's actually okay, because that's a strong uptrend. You can see this one does not, it bounces off EMA 5 over here. It nearly bounces off EMA 5 over here. And then finally it hits EMA 5, bounces a bit, and then bounces a bit, and then falls under into EMA 10. And that's like, for me, this is like a break in the channel. Like, if it falls under EMA 5, it's a break, but then again, it could be a fake out, you know, like it could jump, it could bounce. But if it falls under EMA 10, that's generally a really bad sign, a really bearish sign. I'll give you a really good example. So first of all, it did fall under EMA 10 here, and there was a little downtrend. You can see all the signals moving downwards. You can see all the signals moving downwards. You can see it falls well below EMA 10. Then it falls over, it jumps over EMA 5, and then finally falls under EMA 10, and then there's just a big downtrend, okay? So that's how I would have handled the beginning over here. I wouldn't have bothered with this stuff because the signals are moving downwards, and I'm not interested when the signals are moving downwards. For sure, the first bounce, there's usually a nice second bounce on a stock that has been, like, has a heavy uptrend. So in this case, like, this is all on pre-market, right? So it goes up and then it falls, and then here's the breakout. So if I show you, I'll show you guys the lines that you should watch. So let me rewind it. I'll go over here. I will use across the toolbox, and I'll show you the breakouts. So the breakouts would probably be shown with, sorry, not that, this. I'm gonna set it to 1. I'll say okay. Should be interesting. Should be very interesting. Okay, cool. It did. It showed me the breakouts. So I'm actually, I would like to rewind it a bit more so you can see it in real time. So you can actually see the breakouts in real time, which is cool. So, okay, so clearly strong uptrend, really, really volatile. When you see this kind of thing happening, when it goes like that, so that means that the volatility is kind of increased. So channel is clear uptrend channel, okay? The red line is not crossing this green line, which means you don't have to worry about selling over here. This red line means if it falls under, you should consider selling because it's a channel breakout. So it didn't fall under, it's just been kind of climbing. So now you might think, okay, I want to sell there, but since it goes up there, you probably wouldn't sell. Oh, what did I do? Then you hit play. So you can see this line is not getting destroyed. It's clearly like really a strong uptrend. In fact, you would have wanted to buy over here based on the channel breakout. And I'll show you what I mean. So, okay. I mean, you would have been already in it, so I guess you wouldn't have bought. This is like a clear, okay, that's what I meant. So see this line beforehand, it was a buy line. This turns into a buy line, this turns into a sell line. Okay, now it's getting close to breaking down. So if it breaks out through the channel, then that's the time you want to sell. Didn't break out through the channel. Okay, let's let's keep in mind there's price volume divergence. So price went up, but volume fell. And then price goes up, but volume increases. But then again, like, you could interpret this as a good time to sell anyways because there was price volume divergence previously. So there's some sort of, I feel like there's some sort of It's supposed to go down, but it didn't, but it should go down. And then, of course, it does go down. And then finally, you see there's a bit of a breakdown right here. So here would have been a really nice time to sell. I would have probably ignored this one because it's just moving up. I would have probably ignored this one because it's just moving up. But now the signals are actually falling and you can take them more seriously. So you could sell on this bar and then you would have had a really beautiful trade. And this is all in 1 minute and 1 day perspective. And then I'll show you the next breakout, and this is the buy breakout. So you can see that the stock is moving downwards. And now you can see, like, if it goes above this level, you're supposed to buy it. Didn't go above the level, and you can see the line, right? You can see it's pretty clear. If it goes above this line, then you should buy. Didn't go above the level yet. It's kind of moving towards that direction. It could, it might, but didn't go up yet. Okay, so now it broke out. You may want to buy in and predict that it's going to keep moving up and break out completely. Okay, it did. It's continuing. It broke out. It's moving up. And it fell down. So this was like the one trade you could have done. You could have bought in here at the breakout 11.76 and 12.85 is where you could have sold. I don't think it kept moving up. I think it just kept falling and stuff like that. Yeah, it kept moving. So you can play this sort of game. To finish up, I just want to say you could have also predicted an uptrend using the Crossel Toolbox background color. And basically it went from this fuchsia to a red, a light red, and then to green. And when it goes from fuchsia, fuchsia is generally like a falling stock. And then when it rises a bit, it goes to a red color. And then basically the next step is to go from red to green or red to lime. And that's exactly what happened here. So you could have bought in this area and predicted an uptrend. So if you had taken pretty much all these signals seriously, I would have taken, first of all, they're strong buys. Like they're suggesting that you buy at these points. And then all the sells are weak sells. So you could have bought here and then hoped that the price is gonna rise, and it eventually did. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out.